Can change your life with me, Reverend Lee. So today, let's talk about intuition. Here's the key thing about intuition. It doesn't tell you why. When you get an intuitive hit, it's a knowing. It's a knowing without rationalization. It's a knowing without justification. It's a knowing. And I don't know if you've had those times in your life when you've been, got that still little small voice in you. And did you listen? I was looking at my calendar today, and do you know what was scheduled that was canceled? Today, I was scheduled to fly to Maui with Jean. What a great thing that I had the intuitive hit 2 months ago to cancel that trip. Because I'd be going to a place where they would cancel my flight. Everything would have been a topsy-turvy, yada, yada, yada. And so for whatever reason, I got the intuitive hit, don't go, and I canceled my flight. The interesting thing is that when I did that, then my wife found out that she really needed to have cataract surgery. So by creating the space, the empty space, she was able to have one surgery a week or so ago and another one in another week. And so isn't it interesting that when we follow our intuition, we're guided? I can remember well when I was in the corporate world and I would be interviewing people for jobs. And my intuition would say yes or no. And I would look at the resume. On one occasion, I remember really clearly, I looked at the resume and the resume had everything I wanted. And my gut, my intuitive nature said, this is not the right candidate. Well, on this occasion, I did not listen. And I regretted it for the next year. Because facts, or what we deem our facts on paper, don't necessarily prove to be true. But our intuition knows. For me, intuition is it's like our divine heart center that is guiding us, that knows the very nature of who we are. And this divine heart center, maybe it's the connection between the third eye and the heart. And when we've got it open and they're speaking to each other, we're getting the greatest insight and the greatest wisdom that's possible. Think about that. If you believe there's an infinite, then there's only one mind. If there's only one mind, then your mind and it are the same mind. And if it is in you and knows you like through your heart, it will guide you toward your highest expression if you listen and if you act upon it. I just share that with you to give you some ideas that there is great wisdom in you. And a lot of times, man, we just don't listen to it. We got to rationalize everything. How about in a relationship? You ever start dating someone? And in that relationship, you say, well, I'm going to make this work. But something inside you says, it ain't going to work. Why are you trying it? But yet you're going to force it. Person might be good looking. They might be wealthy, whatever the characteristics of that individual are. And you don't listen and you get into it. And it turns out a disaster. And you don't get to find out the why until much later. Your intuitive nature knows what your heart and your soul desire. Do you think maybe it's time you listen to this power? Or are you going to be irrational, judgmental? I got to have the logic behind it person. And then what kind of life are you going to have? Because rationalization and logic, they apply to what you know. But your growth, your expansion are all in the unknown. And that's where the intuition is. The intuition is in the unknown. Intuition is what got me to be a minister. Intuition, and I remember it clearly, in the moment, told me when to start Agape. I remember it so clearly. So clearly, I was in the midst of a situation, and out of nowhere came this thing. You're going to start Agape March 1st of 2009. This was in June of 08, 2008. And in that moment, I just spoke it out. I had never thought about it, never thought about starting my own spiritual center. And I just spoke it out. And once I spoke it out, I couldn't put it back. And I am so grateful that I didn't put it back because I'm living my dream. My intuition led me to my dream. I followed because there was no rationalization for me to start a spiritual center. I had no community, I had no followers, had no money for it, nothing. And yet I made a decision, I followed it, and here we are. What is it now? I've been a minister now 15 years. 07, almost 16 years I've been a minister. Agape's 14 years old. Your intuition is there, but you've got to learn to take the time to be still and to let that little still voice come in and give you guidance. If you don't listen to that small voice, all you're going to get is your subconscious mind playing over the same old crap over and over and over again. The known. Well, your answer is not in the known because the known's going to give you your life that you've got right now. And I'm sure that you would like to have a more expansive life because it's in our nature to have a more expansive life. That's my message for today. Short, sweet, and simple. But I find that the more I meditate, the more I'm open to hearing my third eye, to hearing that intuitive wisdom come through me. And I do a lot of work on keeping my third eye open because I understand that it is the gift. It is such a gift to get that wisdom. And here's the key. You don't have to go to school to get it. You just got to listen to your inner being. With that, my beautiful ones, make it a great day. Hey, hit the like button out there. Whether you're on Facebook, on YouTube, whatever you're on, hit the like button. Hit the share button. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe. You help us get more people when you give us the likes, when you subscribe to the channels. And know that if you're looking to plug into Agape, go to agapespiritualcenter.com and go to the calendar or the events page. We have so much out there for you to participate with. Our job, my job, what I've chosen is to teach how to better self-love through conscious living. I do that through the practice of meditation and the practice of science of mind. With that, everyone, make it a great one. Only you can. Aloha.